Time for D&D. D&D? It's a D&D time? Is it
D&D.
Is it
D&D?
D&D? Or D&D?
D&D.
Ah! No, that's supposed to be over there. So, if I remember correctly, the last time that we played, um, I'm just gonna really super summarize this. You guys bought Godric a sword. You got had some
Upgraded.
loot analyzed, some magic items, including a dwarven thrower. Locke met some other warforged, and he touched crystals. Wink, wink, with them
In
and
public.
connected. Yeah, and was warned that doing so,
It was a beautiful moment.
It was a beautiful moment. Beautiful. This is brilliant. You're so stunning and brave.
Is it like an Avatar where they like merge their ponytails?
Kind
Like,
of.
kind of what's going on?
Kind of.
That's exactly what happened.
He connected to something, which apparently is inherent in all Warforged or is a part of them, called like the Nexus. And it's based on what he was told. It seems almost like a cloud storage where Warforged their memories and stuff can combine, and they can see one another's thoughts and memories. And Locke experienced something from another Warforged through them. But in doing so, he was warned that he might connect to something called the Source, which is supposedly a power that either is responsible for, connected to, or can control Warforged like Locke. Some Warforged are able to maintain their autonomy, some are taken back, because Warforged who are like Locke that have their soul automata unlocked are exceptionally rare on Terrowyn. There are tons of Warforged walking around that are basically just no different than animated suits of armor mercenaries that have almost some sort of a remnant of a personality. You might accidentally believe that it's basically like talking to Siri. You could be fooled if it was in a very advanced Siri. But others who actually seem to have real personalities and souls are very rare, and just like Locke. And he was told that there are a lot of Warforged in Suwon and the eastern continents altogether. So, from there, Katerina was hit on by some lovely individual in Marseille. He was trying to get her on a date. Katerina's an especially lovely person. She's vibrant. He has no idea there's a murderer lurking just beneath the surface. But hey, whatever, man. Whatever gets your rocks off, buddy.
Hey, her robo suitor came in.
Okay. Murder is not the only one.
Just hardcore betrayal. Anyways, so from there you made your way to the palace because you were invited there to talk to the Queen of Leore, also known as the Empress, and Jacqueline invited you to go with her to a very special pool of water, so that she could pray to Vivian about the next steps that Leore should take when it comes to participating in the Dragon Wars and dealing with the Cult of Domination, and just what the next steps for her kingdom should be. And you all agreed to go with her, and you went, set up tents. You had a great time. Lovely. It's wonderful. You had dinner. Trin sang a song on the spot. It was brilliant. We have a meme for that. That we should share in our. I believe it's shared in our Discord. It was great. You should have seen Alex. Alex, your face. I'm just reading it. You're like, I sing a lullaby. Is he gonna let me get away with that? I could see it on your face.
And then he didn't, and I
Nope.
was like, okay, now I painted myself into a corner. Now it needs to be a lullaby.
Listen, you were painted into the corner the minute the queen of a kingdom you were staying in asked for you to play a song for her. You weren't gonna say no.
Yes, that is true.
But it was good. You did a good job, man. Good job. And after dinner with the queen, you were met by her brother, Guillermo, and other knights who basically thanked you for your duty and in securing the queen, protecting the throne room, and saving their lives. And during that, you seem to have been being watched by somebody out in the distance. Some slender female figure with long, like auburn-like hair coming out from underneath a cowl with an ornate-looking sword in its scabbard in this like almost green and gold-lined tunic of some sorts, and then it disappeared into the darkness. Then you retreated to your chambers. Well, not your chambers. I guess your tents, your separate tents. Locke and Godric had a little heart-to-heart conversation about why Locke is an asshole and how he completely mistreated Godric. And that's how I remember the conversation. I don't want, that's how I heard it. So that's how it's going to be told now. That's canon.
Godric looked him in the face. Yeah, I'm not going to forgive you.
Yep.
Locke was like, oh.
And in which Locke, on his way back to his own tent, had a vision of which he saw a crumbling tower in the distance as it was collapsing in on itself as a part of some large structure or city on the top, and with a flashing bright light behind it. And whatever that is, whatever it means, I guess we'll just have to wait for future episodes to find out, won't we, Locke?
Yep. Gonna have to wait.
Gonna have to wait. All right. So, then, on all of that, though, you guys also agreed to, like, basically clear out this sacred pool of water where supposedly Vivian knighted the founder of the Kingdom of Leore, the first knight of Leore, the founder of the code of chivalry in their lands. And it's being infested with redcaps, apparently. And he was like, hey, we need to come get rid of these. And it shouldn't be too difficult. We're hunting them down as we speak. So very early in the morning, before my sister wakes up and heads over there, we're going to have you go with me. We're going to clear them out, kill them, and get rid of the bodies and stuff. Because redcaps, when they're killed, they just disappear. So it's good to know. But you agreed to handle that for him. With your new honorable position, with basically your title. Oh, I forgot that. You guys were given awards. That's right. You were giving the Lion Rampant the highest honor that could be given basically a knight right before it says that they're ready to go on their quest to locate Vivian and the Grail in their lands.
And we have a new house that used to be that was owned by a trader.
Yeah, that was like 2 episodes ago, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you do have a new house, though, so that's good news.
It's a nice house.
It is a nice house. Lucian, that was a nice house. Thanks for
his
giving that
bed's
up.
really comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Godric said something about peeing in your bed. Just want to let you know. So.
Had to mark my territory.
Yes. So that is where we pick up. It is extremely early in the morning. You are all roused by knights and guards to get ready to go out into this forest and clear the redcaps from this sacred pool of water where Vivian supposedly either can dwell or has dwelled before. The sun is basically not even a thought of the beginning of the day. It is early. It's still dark out. The fires are still burning. You can see the guards have started to there's a shift change coming, and one of them outside of your tent, Katarina, had fallen asleep standing, and he woke when he realized that you were awake. So one after another, you are basically woken, and you start your morning rituals, getting ready. Is there anything that any of you want to do, before you leave your tents?
No, never mind. Godric's just getting up, make sure his sword's in hand, and he's excited. Nothing starts a good day like murder.
Huh, that's exactly what redcaps say.
Fair enough.
I'll tuck the pendant that I have from Nikolai back into my blouse so that nobody can see it before I head out, since I definitely fell asleep holding it. But
for show. All right. So as you exit your tents, you realize that there is a very low, but semi-dense kind of fog that has rolled across the fields out of the forest. You hear the sound of an owl coming from nearby in the trees, and there is a very light, subtle breeze every once in a while that kind of cuts across the fields, carrying with it the smell of fresh grass and morning dew. And you could feel that it was a semi-cold, probably night But you kind of come together and meet to be able to like go over what your plan is. So you all kind of gather right there in the camp, like outside of your tents.
Well, I hope you all slept well.
I slept very good. It's time to loosen up the body and maybe see how far I can punt a red cap.
Tents are certainly lovely.
Almost as lovely as the company. Oh, goodness. Abstract.
It is nice being in the wilderness again. I always enjoy it.
Well, fresh air and sunshine should do us good after everything we've been through. Walk through the forest. We should find Garum. Get to it.
All right, so as you kind of look around the camp, you spot Garum talking to a couple of other guards and a couple of the knights, the royal guard, and he kind of sends them off, and they head over to their horses as you're walking over a mountain and start riding off into the forest, across this field into the forest. And he sees you come over and kind of greets you, nods. So, are we all ready to head out? Are you ready? Is there anything else that you would like to do or anything? My sister has been sleeping in very late since everything that happened in Marseille, so we should have at least an hour, 2 hours before daylight breaks, and then some time after that.
Pretty good. I think we should probably just try and take advantage of this early start we got.
I agree.
That is not in the right spot.
I got it!
Their journey at all.
Well, I have nothing I need to accomplish here, so yes, to the lake. Deal with your red caps.
And well, the scouting report in the morning says that there are at least a few dozen, and we have started eliminating some of them and driving the rest back towards the pool where we believe the crossing is into the Feywild. We will just ride out there and take a look and eliminate them and close the crossing. So, if you have spells to prepare or anything you would like to know, now is a good time for you to discuss it amongst yourselves. Don't underestimate these redcaps. They're highly violent, motivated, and extremely dangerous. Don't believe that they won't cut you down in a moment with their sickle swords.
Since, do you have any special weaknesses, like a splash them with water and they melt or something?
Are you asking Garum, or are you asking, like, Locke? Who are you asking?
I'm asking, like, Locke.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just, like, positing to the group, but I'm looking at Locke.
Okay.
They'll die when you stab them, or burn them, like most things. I can't say I know of anything specific that they're weak to.
Well, you know how sometimes in stories and stuff, like little fey creatures have special rules or things that they think hurt them, so they do, kind of things. I just figured as a learned guy with all your book learning, you might have known a little trick.
Well, to be fair, I'm only 10 years old. And the Fae isn't really where I study.
Oh.
Well, I'm older than that, but I was only reawakened 10 years ago, so there are gaps.
Okay, because I was going to say, if I have to basically assume you have the smarts of a 10-year-old, that's kind of
Definitely
dangerous.
smarter. I have met children, and I can tell you I'm smarter than them.
By much.
I don't see the appeal.
Well, it was worth asking, I suppose.
No, I don't think they have a special weakness. When they're killed, they'll return to the Feywild.
Okay, well, you know, we got Godric, so it's basically already done, right?
Or kind of just shrug.
Totally gonna underestimate these guys.
I'm just saying, I don't think they're goddamn dragons. Swear to God, if a dragon comes out of the sky and wants to fight, oh.
Well, I don't foresee that really being an issue.
You
But
know what?
in
And Alric didn't
fairness-
foresee a dragon inside the capital. But guess who was right? Me!
Yeah, yes, and we're never gonna hear the end of it. But you also didn't.
Not
kill
giving up
the
my
dragon.
weapon. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe you gotta work your way up to the dragon, kill some red caps, find something a little bigger, and just like, momentum matters when it comes to goals.
I'm sure the battle that you're looking for will come sooner than any of us want it to.
It can't come soon enough. As long as it doesn't run. You little slimy bastards.
They might run. I don't know.
I know.
All right.
I'm working on that one.
So you gather spell components, all of your equipment that you think you'll use, and you leave all your packs behind, taking only into the forest what you will need to face the red caps and these fake creatures. So Garum basically directs you to your horses. You gather up your things and begin riding into this forest. So as you're riding, you ride for about an hour or so, and then the very, very faintest beginnings of daylight begin like breaking over, and kind of lighting up just enough of land for you to see like the colors, the purples and the oranges and the clouds of the storm that seems to be moving in or near the coast. And the ride is kind of quiet. Everybody is really quiet. Garum doesn't really say anything, and you're kind of left just to contemplate and take in the surroundings of this extremely enchanting and like green forest with all these tall and very healthy trees covered in mushrooms, different colors, and filled with creatures and critters that you could see like their eyes kind of just poking out through trees and their holes in the ground, their dwellings. You see like every once in a while you'll glimpse like a fairy kind of darting in or around like a tree or over the branches and kind of just stopping to watch you all ride by. And the path kind of narrows to the point where you have to walk the horses in single file. And then about another 20 minutes after that, it basically narrows to the point where you have to actually just dismount. And then Garum tells you that you're going to have to leave the horses here, that they can't be trampling their way through the realm and into the sacred pool of water, that while Vivian doesn't have any issues with animals or beasts of any kind, it's just a certain amount of like pristine condition they want to leave it in. After dismounting the horses, you kind of continue on foot for a bit, where it turns then into another like small, very small single stone like path where it's just like a piece of stone will be laid into the ground that wraps around the trees, and it'll be like one piece of stone like every 5 feet or so, and then you just follow those. Meanwhile, you can hear the sounds of things in the distance kind of moving through the underbrush and around the trees. And then there was like a snap of a twig, and you'll look and there won't be anything there, but you're 100% sure that either the redcaps or something else is kind of following you and watching you. And it begins to intensify as Garum informs you that you're getting closer to this sacred pool of water. Then in the distance, you hear the sounds of like fighting and like people shouting, coming from maybe out like further east or west into the forest, kind of echoing through the trees. And then there's a strange drop in temperature as you begin to close in on this area, this pool of water, you notice that on a statue of Vivian, that there's like frost, like hard frost that has collected on the outside. Eventually, it takes you about another hour of hiking through the wilderness along this path, and day kind of fully breaks. And you see, as you come to this clearing, two large, like, rocks that have Vivian carved into them, one on either side, kind of looking down on the path. And you walk between them, and there is a large greenish blue pool of water with a island in the center with a statue of a mounted knight sitting atop, raising his sword pointing forward. The entire pool of water is covered in like lilies. You can see like dragonflies and other insects and creatures moving around, the sounds of like frogs and the natural environment. Small hillocks kind of flank either side of this pool of water as it kind of sinks back into the land a little bit. And the path leads like directly up to the water and into it, so the stones disappear underneath the water. On either side of just at the shore, there are two more large statues of the goddess Vivian kind of looking forward at you down the path as you approach it. You can see luminescent, like something luminescent is underneath the water, and there's a slight glow to the water at the center of the island. And there's all around it, there's these multicolored mushrooms and bushes and just overgrowing the whole area. And the grass is like lush and green. And you can see spaces where there are seats, or they seem to be seats. They're basically stumps, tree stumps that have been cut down on either side of the shore, kind of just along its length. But the statue is fairly large and kind of just has a staircase that leads up to it in this raised piece of land in the middle of this lake. And Giram kind of turns to you. We should wait here, and when the last of the redcaps are driven towards us, we can deal with them. Or you can deal with them, I should say. I am going to go and check on the other group of knights that have come with us, and make sure that everything is going according to plan. When they arrive, deal with them swiftly. You don't have any hopes of ambushing, just to let you know. These creatures have more than likely already been following us and watching us. They know that we're here and we're coming, so once they're driven out of their hiding places, you'll just have to deal with them then.
Sounds like my kind of fight.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, so this is your guys' kind of moment to like figure out what you want to do and how you want to handle them.
Well, it sounds like we're gonna have numerous smaller enemies. So just, I don't know, maybe Locke, you can use some of your big boomy spells. Blow them up, make them go away.
Yeah, I can definitely do that while they're at a distance. Soften them up before they get to Godric. Or I could help defend us. If we stick close together, I can shield us all from attack. Or empower someone with great speed, or change them into a dangerous animal, or turn someone invisible, or allow someone to fly.
As he reads through his spell list.
Yeah. There are a lot of options.
It seems like a pretty straightforward battle. What is the planning? Why don't we just do the killing?
So, make Godric fast and blow shades up. That's the plan.
Just let me run in. The three of you sit back and do the spells, and I'll do the crushing of the heads.
Well,
You guys are
tough
safe,
as you are.
and I'm in killing. Everybody wins.
Well, I don't want to just send spells your direction.
It wouldn't be the first time you've hit me with them.
Maybe not, but I don't enjoy it. Neither do you.
No, I don't. Well, then just try not to hit me.
I don't think.
Said and done.
Why don't we just kind of play it by ear?
So we're winging it.
At that, Godfrey just pulls out his sword.
Doesn't really sound like we're going to be able to just win them over with my stunning personality.
No,
Well,
but we're going to win them over with this.
Katarina, do you have any thoughts? What sort of spells do you think you would be suited? What job do you think you would be suited to? And
Well, I do not have much in way of preparation spells, but I think I'll be able to do plenty of damage when the time comes.
okay, so I'll try to keep us safe and give us some extra power. Katarina can vaporize the little bastards, and Godric will mop up the rest. And Trin, what about you?
I will cheer you on.
Right,
back.
All right.
I wonder how far I can kick one.
I will measure how far Godric can kick one.
Well, let's not get too carried away. Red caps aren't something to be mocked. They're dangerous, especially in numbers.
I don't feel like that. I'm not mocking them. I'm just generally curious how far I can kick one.
I don't know. Haven't you? All right, I know you have kicked a gnome before. How far did they go? It'll be about
I
the same.
stopped counting after he hit the window.
All right. Well,
You're gonna have to tell me this gnome story later.
Take me for a drink sometime. I've got a bunch of ones.
I think the biggest thing is that we have a fallback plan for if we get overwhelmed. Jump in the water. Do they not like water?
I
I know
imagine.
we kind of covered this. I'm a little fixated on the water.
I don't know much about Redcap. Their reputation really is all dangerous little murderers. I don't know about any weaknesses. I'm sure they can swim.
Oh, jeez.
They can't
Oh,
fly.
geez.
Can you make yourself fly? I don't know what kind of spells you do have.
No, I can't make myself fly.
All right.
I can make them afraid. I can scare them away. Maybe, kinda.
That's really not what we want.
What if we, just scare them away and then they go away forever? I don't know. Doesn't that kind of solve the problem?
I mean, it
lean
would solve
over.
it for today.
I lean over and nudge Locke. What direction are they in?
Well, Guillermo said they were going to corral them from that direction, from the forest towards the lake.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was wondering how far I could kick one.
Well, it seems to me that most things are weak to Godric's blade, so I'm sure we'll do just fine.
Really, it's the new belt. As I kind of pat the rather large, intricate belt that's on my waist. I'm curious how much stronger I am, so I want to see the difference. I want to compare.
Probably a little stronger. Oh, goodness. I don't know. Wish we had like bear traps. Should have brought bear traps. In the future, bear traps.
Godric then just kind of waits patiently for them to be corralled towards him.
All right. So, as you basically take position near the pool of water, and kind of wait patiently for the incoming conflict, you kind of just hang out and listen to the sounds of other things happening in the forest, the sounds of elk calling in the distance, the sounds of the creatures that live around the pool of water, the toads cawing, the sounds of crickets, and the sounds of morning birds kind of picking up with daylight. After about a half hour or so, watching Godric, pace around impatiently in place, causing a small little patch in the same patch of like grass, just going back and forth. You finally hear the sounds of horses in the distance, and you hear like shuffling in the tall grass, like just outside of where you're sitting. And then you'll see like little bits of the grass kind of just move as if something is kind of running through it. And you hear the sounds of like sneering, and you'll pick up like this fiery red, kind of fiery red colorish almost eyes every once in a while, like poking from around the outsides of the trees or through the grass or peeking around rocks as they're kind of looking at you. As you kind of get your spells ready and your weapons ready for what's coming, you see one of these creatures finally kind of come out of the woods, like stumble out, and it's this almost kind of short, thick-set, midsection looking, almost like a tiny, like old man with these long, prominent teeth, these skinny, like long fingers with these like fingernails, like almost like talons, like an eagle's talons, and these like grisly white and like disheveled, gross-looking hair coming out from underneath these tall, disheveled and well-worn, like red clothing that they have on. You see these big, oversized, like iron-tipped boots, and this large, gross-looking sickle-shaped, like sword in its hand. And it kind of stumbles out, and it's just like staring at you all. And then on the opposite side, you see like two more come out, and then another, or three more come out, and another one come out of the woods near this one. And they kind of pull out these jagged weapons, daggers, and they kind of just stare at you. And then you can hear the sounds of more, like moving around the bushes and through the grass on the outside, almost like they're pacing around and kind of just trying to take stock of who you are, aside from the ones that came in the open. Then there's, once again, like a drop in temperature, and you see this flickering and shimmering, almost like a distant illusion, and it kind of wobbles, and a cold draft kind of comes from that direction, and you see these small orbs of light kind of begin floating in from it, and they kind of move around, wisps of light just kind of floating over the water, And through this ripple, you notice something really interesting. On the other side, based on everything that you've heard about the Feywild, you don't see this beautiful, joyful, like kind of land on the other side. You see these strange, twisted abominations, a mirroring of the land around you. Twisted trees growing in unnatural patterns, dead grass and land, and the pool of water on the other side that it connects to seems to be covered, is like a black tar-like substance. And these wisps are kind of just floating in. 1, 2, 3, 4 as they kind of come over. And they kind of get close. You see one of them gets close to Godric and kind of just goes around him. And as he bats away and hits it, it stings him. And you feel a pain in your hand. And it just shoots up through your arm. And then one of them kind of floats down over towards one of the red caps. And the red cap whispers something to it in Sylvan. And they start rushing forward to attack you. So it's time to roll initiative.
Oh, jeez.
Roll initiative!
Why? I need to refresh the VTT.
Do the refreshing, yes. The monsters have allies has been redeemed. Also, wild magic has also been redeemed on Katarina. If you want fun time, do it to Luck. He has bad luck. He turns in cat very often.
Okay.
Or a cheese wheel. That happened.
She was so
So we're going to switch over to the battle prep. Get some stuff set up, and then we're going to be right back. So don't go anywhere, because it's time for combat. The monsters have allies. Bummer. Alright, and we'll take care of that. Okay. So there we are. All right. So game unpaused. All right. So we start with this blue will-o-wisp that is gonna fly over and punch Trin in the face.
No.
So this little wisp of like light basically just comes after you, and it's kind of like zapping magic in your direction, and it's stinging you, and like you could feel your hair kind of standing up and like static rushing across your body. Let's see, as it maybe does something. Let's see, did that show up? Okay, no. All right, so as it rolls an 18 to hit.
Definitely hits.
All right, so sparks of lightning jump off of it and hit your body, and they kind of leave little scorch marks inside your clothing and through your new cloak, or your newly patched up cloak. Anyways, so you take 6 lightning damage, which I will apply. Boom. All right. Next, we go over to the one near Godric, who didn't at all enjoy being swatted at by the guy. So it also tries to zap you.
If you clench, it hurts less.
Ooh, that's going to be a crit. That's going to be a crit. Damn! Zaps the shit out of you, sir. So you take...
That same one has rolled multiple 20s. I would like to see your dice, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So you take... Huh? Wait a minute, what's going on?
20 lightning damage?
Quarter... Hold on. It should have applied the full. Alright. So it does like 20, I think? Yeah, 20 damage. Alright. So, then this red cap over here, seeing that you're distracted with the will-o-wisp, kind of runs up behind you super fast and really low to the ground, kind of dragging its sword like through the dirt, as it kind of then comes to this like slide on the other side of you and jumps up into the air and begins to try slice down on you with rapid speed, super fast. You're barely able to like keep up with its movements while dodging the will-o-wisp. It makes 3 attacks with its sword against you. So it does multi-attack.
Shit.
And then 1, 2, 3. Rolling 2 crits! Rolling 2 fucking crits. Holy shit. Damn, dude. So,
It hasn't rated yet.
yeah. And it has, its third attack does miss, but the first 2, because it moves so quick, it comes in and just slices across your midsection, both of them at the same side, just straight across your body all the way down, drawing blood and throwing it like the thick red blood across the ground around you. So, damn, dude, that's some bad luck. And
Fuck
then
you,
let's see.
You evil person! You Mr. Rolls 20s too goddamn much.
Well, apparently, dude, that red and white die is in here, man, in spirit. I'm just saying. All right. So that ends its turn, bringing it to the other will-o-wisp, which flies to Katarina and tries to attack her. trying to shock you with lightning.
Yeah,
which
that
it does.
That most definitely hits.
All right. Bam, giving you 11 damage. Which finally brings us to Godric for the first go.
Having been half health in fucking 3 hits because somebody rolls fucking natural 20s like a dick.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, you're fine. Godric would like to start with raging. And he's gonna turn around and look at the red cap, feeling the cuts on his back, as he's just gonna fucking swing the axe up recklessly and swing it down, just right on the top, going for a clean shot on the top. So reckless. And then because why the fuck not, we're gonna make him great weapon master strikes. So -5. One second. I gotta grab the thing.
No problem.
Gwendolyn isn't in my items anymore. I don't have Gwendolyn. It's fine. It's not fine. One second. Let me just. Fuck that. All right, cool. I am hand rolling everything because I don't have the item anymore. It's not my character sheet for some fucking reason. With a 22 to hit.
Yeah, I mean, that hits 100%.
So 14 plus 10 is 24, plus an additional d6 for lightning, plus an additional d6 for my other thing, so an additional 5, so 29 points of damage.
Isn't it a D8 for lightning?
It upgraded. You're right. So d6 and d8. I rolled a 1 higher. Again, I rolled the same fucking one. Whoa. So 6. So 14 plus 10 makes it 24. Plus 6 makes it 30. So 30 damage. As I just go swinging right on the top of its head. Aiming to give it a slash worse than mine.
All right. All right. So. All right. Good hit.
And then I'm going to swing again.
Okay.
Ooh, does a...
It does.
20... Okay, so 21 hits. Plus 10.
So
plus
26 to hit. That's fine.
-5. Remember, I don't have Gwendolyn, so I'm just going to have to basic math it all because it's not in my inventory for some reason. So 26 -5 makes it 21, which says hits. Plus 16 to damage. It should be only a D8. I apologize. I just can't fucking math today. Oh my god, I can't fucking roll. So 4, so that makes 20, so 30 points of damage again. Another 30.
What are you rolling here? 1d8 plus 1d6, 1d10, 1d8. What are you clicking on here, dude?
I had to fix it because I don't have my D6 to hit. I have a D8. So it's 16 plus 10 plus 1d8, which is a 4. So 16 plus 10 is 26. 26 plus 4 would be 30 damage.
What I'm saying is, what are you rolling the d10 for?
I didn't mean to.
So that one's not counted then?
And you can eliminate the 1d8 plus 1d6.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, because I clicked the roll again, which is my bad. That's why I was like, oh.
All right. All right, yeah. So with a satisfying slash, you decapitate the red cap, which its head goes flying into the air, and it before its head hits the ground, it like disappears and fades from the material plane.
That little fucker hurt. As I turn around and look at the other two, and I will then Pass my turn.
Bringing it to Trin.
You'll regret messing up my hair as I push my hair down from all the electrostatic shock, and I jump back and I jump forward, swinging my rapier at this little ball of electric fuzz, the electric boogaloo. All right, so I swing 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And I did 8 damage. And then come on,
8?
Katarina, we got this. As I give Katarina a bardic inspiration as I inspire her with where's the button? Bardic inspiration. And that ends my turn.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so you kind of like stab at it, and like you see like a wisp of blue magical energy kind of just tear away from its total form, and it kind of almost like glitches, and then just continues to try to zap you with lightning as you raise your rapier to like block the incoming lightning bolts. Okay, is that end your turn?
Yes.
All right. So this red cap runs forward towards Locke and makes a multi-attack, making 3 rapid strikes aimed at your mid-body, your midsection.
Oh boy.
2, so it makes multi-attack.
I'm gonna
1, 2,
do a thing.
3. So that's a 17, a 15, and a 16 to hit.
Oof.
Alright, well, for what it's worth, I cast the mass shield and throw like this electrostatic bubble around me and Godric. It raises my AC to a whopping 16.
All right. So unfortunately, you don't do it fast enough, and one hit he manages to land one blow against you, which you are barely able to kind of deflect with your staff and protect yourself with, which does 8 damage to you. But both of the other hits, before he can raise them to strike again, the electrical static like kind of comes out and zaps him and throws him away from you. And he kind of just growls at you and with his gnarled teeth and this wide open mouth with like missing teeth and black teeth, and kind of just stands back up to attack you again.
All right, yeah. So I raise the staff, and then the electrical like arcs across the ground and goes in the dome around us, and I have to keep that up for the rest of the round.
All right. So Katarina, while you're defending yourself from this will-o-wisp, you see one of the red caps kind of come running down this hillock towards you and jumps over this set of bushes and like lands on the other side of you and makes 3 attacks against you.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah, the first 2 are gonna hit.
All right. So as you kind of move out of the way, it slices through your cloak and gets kind of caught up in it, making its other effects less effective as it's trying to get itself like rip its like weapon out of your cloak. But in doing so, it kind of pulls it really sharply and kind of towards your hip, and you take a little slash across the hip from the sickle. For was that 16 damage? Yeah. All right, and that ends its turn. Bringing it back over to this one as it kind of dashes through the water and comes over to you, Locke, comes around the other side and attacks you. making another multi-attack.
Oh no.
Oh, and that's going to be 1 hit for 9 slashing damage. All right. Now on to our last one, who decides to come down and attack Trin, rushing down the hill, wildly swinging its sword around. It makes a multi-attack against you, Trin. Alright, that's going to be a 23, a 14, and an 18 to hit.
The 23 and
the
the
18
hit.
Alright.
Yep.
So, while you're trying to manage the will-o-wisp and its attacks, it kind of attacks you with the 2 quick strikes with its sickle sword, which you deftly block. But then it pulls out like some sort of small like dagger, like dirk of some kind, and throws it at you, and it just like comes right across your bicep, clipping you, and like digging in with its serrated edge, and cuts through your clothing, wounding you.
Oh.
Okay. Finally bringing it to Locke.
Finally. All right. Locke is going to... Wow, that really sucked. I had like this plan to go ahead of them.
Yeah, you totally did. It was great how that worked out.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to Misty Step. Over here. And then cast a... Alright, hold on 1 second. Sorry, everyone.
You should be sorry. How dare you, sir? May now
And then cast a
one
shocking
spell.
bolt at that guy, the
At this
one
one?
next to Godric.
Okay.
Yes. Ooh. Doing 20 lightning damage with a 28 to hit.
Neat. Good hit. Let me check some stuff out. Yep. Alright. Good job.
And then I'm going to... Nope, never mind. I end my turn.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I got granted a critical from Flukemeister.
Dope.
So I think I am going to go ahead and use I'm going to use, oh shoot, what's it called? A shocking grasp on the 2 red caps that are next to me. And I'm going to use my a sorcerer point so I can do it on both of them, and then use
Ooh.
my critical.
So you're gonna use the critical on which one do you want to use the critical on?
I will use the critical on the one above me.
Okay. All right. So shocking grasp. You reach out as it's kind of untangling itself from your cloak. You just grab it like right on the forehead, and just zap it, and the lightning just rolls across its face and zaps it, and it starts screaming in pain. As you can see, like from the heat of the lightning, it begins like burn away its face, and the flesh starts to peel off, and it kind of raises a hand to its face and is trying to like remove it. So that's going to be 22 lightning damage on the first one. So we'll double that there on that little guy.
Sweet.
Applied double. And the other one hears this and kind of stumbles as it's getting ready to attack you, but you reach out and you just touch, like with the tip of your finger, you touch the sickle sword, and the lightning runs through, arcs up its arm and its body, and just like conducts it through the ground, grounding it there, and it just stumbles and falls to the ground, dropping its sickle. And you do 10 to that one. All right, sounds good.
Awesome. And I think that'll be it from me, because I don't want to move out of range and get 3 opportunity attacks. So I'm gonna stay
Well,
where I am.
Unfortunately,
Shocking Grasp. Yeah, we have to
yes.
roll Wild Magic. Shocking Grasp removes their ability to opportunity attack you.
Yeah, it sure does.
So you'd only be taking 1 from the Will-O-Wisp if it takes it. So, I can bring you back to your turn real quick if you want to, like, redo that.
Nah, that's okay. I'll stay where I am. But we do have to do wild magic since I cast a spell.
Yes, we do. So let me roll that. I do have it open already. So D100, roll 53. Ooh, is that the cat? No, 53. You gain 1d8 hit points if injured. So, boom.
Ooh, nice. How many? Sorry.
You're gonna get 2. I rolled for you.
Nice.
So through the magic, your lightning, there's like an additional power. You're almost having like a Palpatine moment while you're electrocuting this thing, and some of its essence and life energy kind of just comes out and comes into your body, healing up the wound on your hip.
Well, sweet. Thank you, Flukemeister and Queen Reaper, for that. That was an awesome turn.
You can add the hit points to your character sheet. Okay, cool. All right. So this blue light Will-O-Wisp just kind of comes right into your space, right on top of you. It's like flying around your face and trying to get in your way while the red cap is attacking you, Trin, and it makes an attack. Tries to shock you, which 22 to hit for 10 damage.
That definitely shocked me. Oh god.
Yeah, that's shocking, right? Haha. All right. Bam. So you get hit really hard, and you kind of stumble to the ground, falling backwards, and scramble to get up and try. You're dazed, you're confused, and like it hits you just really hard, runs all through your body. That ends the Will-O-Wisp's turn, bringing it to the yellow one, which continues to just harry and harass Godric, coming directly into his space, attempting to attack him. Actually, no, it comes over here. Wait, yeah. No, it comes into your space. Yeah, we'll do it that way. And it attempts to electrocute the Godric.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a miss.
Thank God.
As you kind of, it comes over to you and you like backhand it and like deform it with your hand. It just kind of pulls apart and then coalesces back together. Bringing it to the green Will-O-Wisp, which continues to harass Katarina. Zappity zap, a 16 to hit. That's a hit.
Yeah,
unless you got
that'll hit.
Unless that's something else, you got 12 damage. Unless you got shield or something, just let you know. No? Okay. Bam. So Katarina like cries out in pain as that lightning just runs through your body and like just jolts you in place. That ends its turn, bringing us to Godric. So while you're standing there, this thing is like flying in your face, trying to like zap you with lightning and magic, and it's just like you keep trying to swat it, and it keeps like it's an ethereal thing. There's like nothing solid there, so you keep trying to make contact with it, but it just keeps flittering about in front of you, like distracting you while you're trying to keep this red cap off of your back.
Seeing the Will of Wisp, I kind of growl, ignoring it as I spin, turning, bringing Gwendolyn down on the red cap behind me, recklessly with Great Weapon Fighter.
All right.
Now, I think I've made this command work. Let's see. Does a 18 hit?
And 18 does hit.
Ooh. So 16 points, 16 plus 2 is 18, plus 3 is 21, 31, 34 points of damage. With 3 from rage. So it's all broken apart there with each individual word and name. Does that make sense right there?
Yep, I see. Zealot first hit Gwendolyn's lightning attack. If you use Great Weapon Fighter, which you did, and the damage from your rage, plus your magical slashing damage. Yep, looks good.
Yeah. So I broke it apart so it's a little easier.
Yep.
Just crashing it down.
Because I believe when you landed your other attack, you forgot to add your radiant damage.
Right. And I forgot to add my rage damage too, but it's fine.
So, yeah, you kill the shit out of this thing. Just cutting it down, like at the midsection, just comes apart. And just like the other one, just kind of disappears and dissipates as it falls to the ground, leaving just like almost like a tattering of clothing that kind of wisps in the wind, waves in the wind a little bit, and then before disappearing. Okay.
So killing him, I swing the sword as I step back from the Will of Wisp. Tilt my the blade to try to stab it, feeling that's one of the few ways I could actually make contact with it. Doing so recklessly, but not with Great Weapon Fighter.
Okay.
I feel that one must attempt to hit well with that thing.
Okay. See what you got.
Does a 26 hit?
A 26 does hit.
So then it's 18. 18 damage. Plus 6, which would be 24. Did not Zealot, did not Great Weapon Fighter. So 27 points of damage as I just attempt to pierce the little birdie.
All right. So, as the damage, Gwendolyn, the lightning damage just completely is absorbed and dissipated, and it goes through and hits the ground. But it's a solid strike, and most of it dissipates and kind of comes apart in these like almost like confetti. It just kind of breaks apart and pieces of it start falling to the ground slowly. But it's still there, just kind of almost blinking just barely as if on, like an old light that's trying to go out or power back on.
I will then step 5 feet to my right, and since I killed something, I get to make an attack with a bonus action, which I'll be doing.
Okay.
I'll be attacking the red cap with Gwendolyn, Reckless, Great Weapon Fighter.
All right.
Ooh, 17 to hit.
17 is a miss.
Okay. That ends my turn. As Godric sits between the dissipated Will of Wisp and the red cap, kind of moving the sword, trying to stay on my feet and moving quickly to avoid the Will of Wisp.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, I totally... I should have 9 more life because of my temporary hit points since it's my first rage of the day. That's my bad.
All right. Sure. Not worried about it. Can you pass your turn?
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I forget that's a thing. Again, I'm so sorry.
So, while you're standing there fighting, the ground begins to shake, and something huge, standing like 10 feet, 12 feet tall, busts through the forest, knocking a tree aside on your side, Godric. As thanks to the monsters have allies redemption, a massive, huge, disfigured-looking giant with this like really old-looking nose helm comes running out of the forest to attack you. As this thing comes out, it just has this great club and just brings it straight down onto your position.
Oh, chat, why?
So,
as the beast comes in, fuck you, Justin!
all right, what's... So, looking into its eyes, it kind of stares you down. You see it, and you lock eyes with it. And there is suddenly this strange feeling that overcomes you, Godric, and begins to seep into your mind. I need you to make a DC 14 Charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, hang on. I think I have... Sorry, I'm just double checking. I just want to double check something.
Disadvantage redeemed by Kinreaver.
So, specifically...
Nice.
Would my Dragon's Courage have any effect on this, DM Green?
I don't know, read it to me.
So, when raging and conscious, you exude a 30-foot aura of Dragon's Courage, which grants you and all allies within its range advantage on saving throws against being frightened.
No, this isn't frightened.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
And you have disadvantage from Kinreaver on the save.
What a jerk.
Yeah, what a jerk. Don't worry. Someone will spend points on him eventually. It's going to happen.
Wisdom?
Charisma.
No, charisma. Oy. I got a 4. So, I will then use Zealot. Where is it? Fanatical Ferocity.
Okay, I got you. You get to roll it again with disadvantage.
Yep,
No, not with disadvantage.
8.
Sorry.
So not with it. So 8. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's not with disadvantage. It's a reroll. It's a separate roll. So, but you got an 8, right?
Yep.
Is it? It doesn't give you advantage, does it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it does. Let me double check.
Just double check, just to make sure before I apply what's happening.
No.
All right. So as you look into this Fomorian's evil eye, it gazes into you and begins to like morph into this crazy looking kind of monster, and it just gets inside your head that this thing is just basically weird and you can't comprehend its shape. It's almost chaotic and like way more monstrous looking, and you take 27 psychic damage.
Wow.
Oh.
I hope you kill me just so when Justin comes on, I can spend my 50,000 points to make sure he almost dies.
Then it tries to hit you with the Great Club as part of its multi-attack. Rolling a 23 to hit.
It hits.
All right, so you take... Actually, hold on, I need to put that there real quick. No, you only take 20, never mind. So 20, and then half of that. So bam. So the Great Club slams into you, and like you can feel the force and the weight of this massive, basically like almost tree trunk sized baseball bat with like these iron rivets in it as it slams into your body. But the Fomorian is actually kind of confused when it doesn't just crush you or throw you across the ground, as you kind of just stand there and take the hit like this fucking badass anime character, and then you just kind of shrug it off and with your shoulders throw it to the side, and it rears up and like stumbles backwards and tries to go to like attack you again. That ends the Fomorian's turn. Bringing it to Trin.
Geez. So Trin, seeing what's going on, he picks up his sword, and then he does this like little flick of the wrist and spins it on his finger as he says "Stin" in Goblin, which activates it to be its natural state as where is it at? I had it all lined up. Songbird's Joy activates, and light chimes and music start to play as it floats through the air, becoming a mobile floating sword.
Oh.
So basically, almost like a spiritual weapon.
Okay.
So I want to move it over behind the will-o-wisp
Okay.
thing, and I think when I activate it, let's see, when I activate it as a dancing sword, as a dancing rapier, it let's see, I don't think it attacks on uses your attack rolls. While the sword hovers, you can use your bonus action. And attacks one creature. Okay, so I'm gonna do the attack. It's basically the same as though I'm holding it. So I'm gonna attack this little will-o-wisp thing, this little sparky thing.
The blue one?
Yeah, the
Okay.
the green one.
Oh, the green one? Okay.
Yeah. And then so I'm gonna attack for 15 to hit.
That is a miss.
Oh no! So it totally like whiffs. And,
Yep.
And so as I do that, I'm not really paying attention to what it does after it flies out of my hand. As I reach back, and I grab my instrument of the bards. It's a mandolin that has golden accents along the bottom, and then as well at the top. It's very intricate. Looks almost elven in nature, and it has a nice warm wood front to it. As I like strum it like a couple times, just checking to see if it's in tune, using that to activate Cure Wounds. I don't have that item like totally mapped, so I'm gonna have to just roll the DC, but once a day I can do Cure Wounds. So I cast Cure Wounds on myself as I fiddle, ding 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 ding, get ready to like play.
It has charges, right? So how many you charge because you can up the level in which it upcast, I believe, using charges.
What I got is it's a per day type of thing. Yeah, you can cast Cure Wounds 3rd level. Sorry, Cure Wounds.
So it's a 3rd level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Or I think it's like, yeah, at 3rd level. Yeah.
Yeah. So all instruments can cast the following spells: Fly, Invisibility, Levitate, Protection from Evil and Good. Cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level, dispel magic and protection from energy, lightning only. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So I cast Cure Wounds on myself, healing myself for 16 plus my casting modifier, which is a plus 4. So
all right.
20. So I heal myself.
Nice. It's a good chunk.
Yeah. And
so
that ends my turn.
All right. Bringing it to the red cap, seeing that this huge creature has come out, the red cap looks up to it, and then the Fomorian looks down at the red cap and like points at you very sternly. Godric just points at you, and the red cap kind of rushes over to continue attacking. And it moves around the side and now has advantage on attacks due to the gang up bonus and makes 3 attacks against you, Godric.
This is the death of Godric, folks.
Let's see. So 1, 2, 3. So that's a 20, a 25, and a 19 to hit.
Every single one hits.
All right. So half damage from all of those. Half. Boom. That ends its turn. Yeah, okay. Moving on to the red cap, just above. It finally dislodges your hand from its face as you're like frying its face off, leaving it mauled and scarred, Katarina. And it just wildly begins lashing out and stabbing with like immediately. It's still kind of blinded and trying to protect itself and like rub its eyes, figure out what's going on. So it attacks you, making yeah, so it makes 3 attacks with his wicked sickle. Bam. Then 1, 2,
Are you down, Mike?
and 3.
I'm at 24ish, I think. 24.
So
50? No.
that would be
Yeah.
2 misses and 1 hit.
Sorry.
Ooh, coming in low. So that's gonna be 9 slashing damage on a 25 to hit, Katarina.
I think.
So
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Oh gosh.
but let's see. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Bam. So I'll apply that damage to you.
Okay, perfect.
So bam. Solid hit. That passes its turn. This one, it turns to make 3 attacks against Trin.
I just got 10 more points from chat, so I'm at 43 now.
And that's going to be 1 hit for 8. An additional 8. Alex, I'll apply that to you. 8. Okay. Ending that red cap's turn. Bringing it to Locke.
Okay, Locke is going to move over behind Godric, and as he's running over, he tells Godric, "Kneel down," and then kind of does a flourish with his staff, sweeps it over Godric's head after he kneels, and a wall of ice spikes bursts from the ground where I sweep the staff in a crescent in the... Okay. It's not letting me use the spell correctly because for some reason the item import's all screwed up. So, let's do... it's gonna be that 10-foot section and that 10-foot section and that 10-foot section. So, that was a wall of ice spell. Everything that was hit needs to take a DC.
That's where you put it, right?
You're muted?
Oh, yep, and then straight forward from the both of us into the Fomorian. It's 100 feet of wall I can create.
Okay. So you're using 55
All right.
feet there.
Yeah. Let's see. They need to make a DC. God damn. DC 17. It's like 3 panels I'm trying to read from, sorry. Dexterity saving throw. If they pass, they take half the damage, but they are pushed on the other side of the wall from us.
Okay.
And the Fomorian goes left or right, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's
so
10
DC
D6
what?
cold damage. DC 17.
All right. So where did you want the red cap to go? It gets pushed on the other side, you said?
Yeah, over yonder. So I guess he gets kind of ping-ponged in the wall as it is, but he only moves the 5 feet out.
Okay. So he gets pushed out. The Fomorian also kind of gets pushed back. But it being such a small target, the Will-O-Wisp just kind of flutters into Godric's space.
Okay. So
But
anything that passed the dexterity...
it's destroyed. So that's good news.
Oh, that's handy.
So half, right?
Half if they pass the dexterity, yes.
Okay, so...
Of 35. Which, boo. But okay. Guess average is okay. And that used 6 charges from the staff.
Yeah.
As I
Okay.
pull the staff off of Godric's shoulder and he stands back up, I'm like, that's, you've seen better days.
Whatever that creature is, it hurts. It hit like the inside of my head. God.
Well, come on. Let's try to get closer to the others. This wall won't hold them. And then I will end my turn.
All right. Brings it to Katarina.
All right, well, the first thing I'm going to do is spend my action to drink the potion that Jammer gave me. He gave me a greater health potion.
Sounds like a
So
plan.
I'm going to go ahead and drink
Sounds
that
good.
first.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right, so that's
Shining example.
15 HP.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead and add that to your sheet. Shining Example tip $35. Thank you so much, Shining Example, for that tip. We know exactly what that means and who you are, and we're coming for you, just to let you know. They're gonna take that personally. What are we doing with that 35? Oh, I know you're sitting on that $100 tip still, Tech. You can spend as much of it when you want. So what's that 35 for? If anything. We'll just continue moving on then, Katarina, until he does something.
Okay, and then I will use my bonus action to call my Hound of Ill Omen out.
All right. No, I can't read it from here because I'm in a bunch of different screens, so somebody else will have to.
Enhanced monsters have allies, maybe another giant. Ha ha ha.
Oh, wow. All right. So, ouch. So Kinreaver, the Shining Example as we know him, enhanced monsters have allies, and he wants another Fomorian to come out.
You're
But-
a real asshole.
But he doesn't get to choose. So where are we putting the Hound of Ill-Omen?
So I think I'm going to want to send it out towards this red cap that's like kind of in between me and Trin.
So this one?
Yeah.
So right here?
Yes, that's perfect.
So as it kind of coalesces from the shadows that you pull from the surrounding environment, it kind of turns into that familiar dog shape and kind of shakes its way into existence as the shadow forms. And it just kind of looks around at the area and looks at you and kind of gives you like this look like it's dissatisfied, you know, that it's being summoned.
Yeah, so since I was down to about 14 HP before I took the health potion, I'm going to down that and say, looks like I'm going to need some help as I summon it. And then on its turn, because it goes on my initiative, so I assume it goes after me. So it's going to go ahead and attack that red cap, hopefully using Trin for advantage.
Okay. All right. So, does that end your turn then?
Yes, it ends my turn.
Okay. All right. So the Hound of Ill-Omen does what? What would you want it to do? Just attack it?
Yeah, hopefully it will attack it, and hopefully it should have advantage since Trin is on the other side of it. Plus, I think that it has pack tactics, so it should have advantage anyways.
Okay. All right. What are...
Should I just roll like a d20 for it?
Well, I mean, I think you have all of its stats and stuff, right?
Yes, but I don't know if they're in Foundry. But I have its stats pulled up somewhere else. It has a +5 to hit, so should I just roll a d20 in Foundry and then we can add 5?
Yeah, that's fine. So 15 to hit, that's a hit.
Okay, so with advantage it still hits anyways.
Mm-hmm. How much damage?
Alright, it's 2d6 plus 3.
So 7, 8, 9, 10.
So 10 damage total.
10 total. Okay. All right. So it appears... takes your command and immediately lunges at the red cap, and it like puts its head inside its mouth and begins like tearing ferociously like a back and forth trying to rip it off, and the red cap starts yelling and trying to like punch the Hound of Ill-Omen and trying to strike it with its sword, but it can't quite get the right angle to do so. Okay. Does that end its turn?
Yep, that's it.
All right, bringing us back to the top. Still harassing poor old Trin, the Will-O-Wisp tries to shock him with lightning. And that's going to be a miss.
5.
The
then.
green one continues to harass Katarina, makes an attack. And that will also be a miss. Wow. It's a sudden turnaround. Which brings
Thank
it to
goodness.
Godric. How tall is the ice wall?
10 foot tall.
Okay.
So can I see over? My God, I just realized I'm like, it's not that tall. So is how tall is the Fomorian, by the way?
The 10 each 10-foot section has 30 HP and has an AC of 12.
It's about 18 to 20-ish, somewhere around there.
A creature
Towering
moving,
over the top of you all. It's a giant.
Yeah, a creature moving through the sheet of frigid air for the first time on a turn must make a Constitution saving throw. The creature takes 5d6 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
All right.
All right, that makes it my turn, I guess. Holy shit. Oh, all right, looks like I need this then. As I reach down and I pull out a potion of healing, popping it for the first time ever, and I take a drink.
Just
As
a
I
regular
drink-
potion of healing?
Oh God, no! It's a superior potion of healing.
Probably a good
Everything
idea.
Everything you've done to me hurts. 27 points.
Yeah. Well,
Carry me out. Carry me out. I'm so far down the initiative.
yeah, that initiative just did not really work in your guys' favor at all. Does that end your turn, Mike? What are you doing?
You muted. You're muted, friend.
Mute.
I hate my life.
I hate your life too.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't drink another potion, right?
No, you
I'm a
cannot.
supporter.
Oh,
You already
interrupt
spent your
me.
action.
All right. Well, then Godric's going to drop his rage.
And do what?
and
You're
then-
muted. There you go.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I can drop it. Oh, I have to drop it with a bonus action.
Just let it
In
go.
which case, my turn.
Okay. You pass it.
I did. I clicked the button.
So the Fomorian doesn't give a fuck and just moves, stepping through the ice, crushing it. Bam! Just beneath his feet, kicking shards of ice across forward towards you and Locke. So it has to make a con save, right?
Con 17, 5d6 cold
Yeah.
damage.
That's gonna be fine. Yeah, it passes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh shit! I forgot.
Is it half on the fail or half on the pass?
Half on a pass. So 7. 7 cold damage.
7.
Ooh.
Yeah, big man. Got some thorns in your feet, though.
Yep.
Walking on Legos.
All right. And then, he just decides to bring with both hands above his head. He raises it up. And then he looks into Locke as he opens up his big deformed eye. I need you to make a DC 14 charisma saving throw.
Oh.
But I'm not good at those.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Oh, no.
Damn it! There was something I meant to
Oh,
do. I'm an
no.
idiot.
All right.
Andy.
Hey,
So-
Mike meant to do something. Can I re-roll it?
No.
I meant to use the new ability and I forgot to use it.
Damn it.
Yeah, we're well beyond that at this point, dude.
Okay. I know, it was worth a shot. I'm sorry, Locke.
If it had been up to the point where I hadn't already made the save for the con save, I might have, but I'm already moving well beyond that.
It's literally... And I forgot!
So, as you stare into his evil, deformed eye, you take 16 psychic damage.
It's less than mine.
And then...
better. You get hit.
Godric gets hit by the giant club.
Ow!
So that's gonna be a 14 to hit. Is that a miss? Oh, that's a miss. Bam!
Oh
Yeah, big man, got some spikes in your wrist now.
Yeah, exactly. It's all messed up.
Fine, you took my other one away. Fine, I would like to hit him back using my draconic runes.
Ah! Why'd you do that?
Oops.
Did I do something?
I forgot.
Why'd
I
you
had
do
to
that?
whisper.
You forgot how to whisper?
I forgot to
Yeah.
whisper.
It happens. Oh, I was supposed to how. So I would like to use. I would like to use my reaction to make a counterattack against a creature that made an attack against me. So I'd like to strike it back.
Okay.
I'm definitely doing Great Weapon Fighter. I don't think I can Reckless because I'm not raging currently. I actually need to double check that because I've never fucking fudging checked if. No, I don't have to be raging, so I'm gonna Reckless Great Weapon Fighter then. With Gwendolyn, hit him right in his fat arm.
I think it does
Does it-
have to be your turn though.
Yeah.
Oh, well then I.
Because the
if I don't
reaction...
get
Yeah, it's not your turn right now.
Oh.
I think it
Well,
says
then
on your turn.
Then I fuck it. I'll just take Great Weapon Fighter then and do roll normal. So does a 19 hit?
Hold on, I'm readjusting the battle cam because Alex is an a-hole.
Because somebody. But yeah, so I'll just take it as is and.
Let me...
Wait a minute. I don't drop my rage because I'm still raging. And if I hit this, I'm still raging.
I don't think you even need to hit. You attacked it.
Yeah.
And you got damaged.
Yep. And you got damaged.
And you got damaged.
Wait, did he? No, he didn't. The Fomorian missed.
No, I didn't get damaged. He missed.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So I have to attack, which I just did.
All right.
Fills it. Yeah.
So,
Does a 19 hit?
a 19 does hit.
Yeah. So he takes 16 slashing plus 4 lightning makes it 20, plus 1 from Zealot. So that makes 21. Play Scrap with my fighter makes 31, plus 3 is 34 points of damage. Yeah.
Did you confirm that you can use Great Weapon Fighter when it's not your turn?
Yes. So Great Weapon Fighter. I checked Reckless. I did not check Great Weapon, which I will do immediately.
Before I click the apply button.
Never mind. On your turn.
Yeah,
So it would
okay.
have been. So
I got you.
16, 24. 24.
Yep, I got it.
I forget I balanced that.
Also, actually, you can't do any of that.
Hmm?
You're not in range.
Uh-oh.
He has a 10-foot reach.
Oh. Oh, shit!
Ah, big man puts a wall of ice between my allies and their targets.
Yeah.
But you
Never
thought
mind.
about it, and that's what's important.
Damn. All right. Never mind. I guess I'm dropping rage then.
Yeah, sorry, man. You got to be within
That's
5
fine.
feet, unless you have reach.
Yeah, no. I just misread the situation when you said he walked through the walls. I thought he got to me.
He actually didn't walk through. I just didn't build a complete wall.
Yeah.
That was flavor.
Yep, that was flavor. He walked through the wall here, but there's a 5-foot gap here. Because he covers that much space, so he technically stepped on the wall right there, if you see what I'm saying.
That's why he took damage.
But you are here. All right. That's fine. I mean, that's, you know, you're not using it this turn, but you still have it. You still have it. So.
Yeah, but that means I dropped my rage.
Yep.
You got more.
All right. So
yeah, but it
that
kind of
ends the Fomorian's turn, bringing it to Trin.
Oh, Trin starts playing his little instrument, and as he does so, his weapon makes an attack as I use my bonus action to activate my dancing sword against this thing. But I don't think I hit because I rolled a 13.
A 13 does not hit.
No, 13 doesn't hit the wisp. Oh, that sucks.
They have a surprisingly high AC, probably to make up for the fact they're tiny.
Yeah. Well, that's probably like factored into it. They're like, oh, let's give them a high AC because they're little. But yeah, so I start playing, and I say, and I do the song. Needless to say, I hate red caps. He was a bad, just step back. Calling it quits now, baby, it's a wrap. Crush and smash, die, baby, die, red cap. As I cast the spell, and I, as the notes float through the air, they pop around Katarina's head as I cast Polymorph on her, turning her into a big old dinosaur. A big
Yes.
You're gonna love it. It's so good.
Where did that go?
Trin, when did you come across a T-Rex?
Yes,
That's the story we all want to hear.
I think so. I'm definitely interested in that story.
You know, a little peek behind the curtain. I know he has a thing for a T-Rex. I was like, great ape. Oh, I know he has a T-Rex.
I actually don't have that ready.
Well, then I turn her into a great ape. Do you have anything apey looking?
No, I have to pull it from a compendium.
I
Do that T-Rex. Oh yeah.
I turn her into a better version of herself. I turn her into the person she's always wanted to be. A little bit of motivation. I give her musical roids, and she gets really big and buff. She looks just like herself, but she starts like biting stuff and whipping her butt at things.
Okay.
Because that's what T-Rexes do.
So, everybody gets pushed out of this. Oh no, never mind. He's huge, so you should all be able to fit there.
Yeah.
So.
And so I cast that spell, and that
But
ends my turn.
Let's see. Can I make it partially? I don't think I can make it partially see-through. Anyways, nope. So, all right. So this huge, colossal dinosaur just appears, grows out of Katarina. She's engulfed into this thing. Okay.
Should I turn Godric into a T-Rex?
T-Rexes everywhere.
Don't you touch me.
Yeah, but that ends my turn.
You'll love it. Big teeth, big claws.
It's too much like a dragon. No.
Where? Uh-oh. Did I accidentally...
I just love seeing Hound of
okay.
Ill-Omen and Trin below the T-Rex because it's so big.
Alright, so... T-Rex goes... Katarina goes as T-Rex. Alright. So, the red cap... basically he's going to start his turn partially encased in the ice, and it's going to make a saving throw.
Yeah, he is.
Of which he does not pass.
Oh, you're gonna get it now, bud. Oh, I'll take it.
Ooh, he's killed. So
Hell yeah.
he's like absorbed into the ice wall, like pulled into it and just frozen in place. Just stuck all twisted, and then just dissipates and disappears from the plane.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Why is it on? Oh, there we go. The other red cap. Basically just panics and attacks the fucking T-Rex because it has no idea what else to do. Making that a 19 to hit, a miss, and an 18 to hit. With your armor class of 13? Yep. So, all right. And it's that one's turn as it's underneath, stumbling about itself, trying to figure out what to make of the situation. The other red cap, though, seems to not care as it continues to just try to eviscerate Trin.
No!
As it makes a multi-attack and attacks 3 times with its sickle.
Oh dear, no.
Really shouldn't.
Making that an 18 to hit, a 10 to hit, and a 23 to hit.
The 23 and the 18 hit.
All right. Damn it. All right, so that's going to be 6. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. All right. Ends the red cap's turn. Bringing it to Locke.
Neat. Well, Locke is going to do this.
He's going to do stuff. He's going to type. He's doing some typing right now while people are dying. Ooh.
I raise the staff into the sky, and then a bolt of lightning flies straight up and then comes right back down and slams into the ground through the trees, exploding one of the trees and sending shrapnel and electricity and thunder everywhere.
Why are you making Constitution saves, Trin?
Concentration on polymorph.
Okay, just making sure. Alright, so DC 17 save. Oh, and it fails.
Oh yeah, it does.
Taking thunder and lightning damage. Boom! Like, so as this reverberating loud concussive force from your magic kind of covers outwards in this almost very visible wave of force, it like knocks down and flattens several trees leading into the forest, and you can see it like just push the Fomorian to the side as lightning lashes out at it like stray strands of string, just wham wham, just arcing across the ground and tearing into it.
Nice. And that's just a one-time effect, so that's gone.
Okay.
And then I will use my bonus action. Or no, I'm just going to use movement. Why would I do that? Run!
Run!
To
Run
move
away!
closer. Bravely, I run away. And now I will end my turn.
All right, that brings it to the T-Rex.
All right. I want to. So I can do a bite attack and a tail attack against 2 different targets. So I want to bite. There's still that red cap like above me. Okay, yes, perfect. I want to bite at the red cap above me and then do the tail attack at the will-o-wisp to the left.
Okay.
So you guys hear just a huge roar from a T-Rex, and Godric and Locke, if you hadn't noticed it already, you definitely do now.
Ooh, that is
And
a
then
solid hit against that little red cap, and
Oh,
he
sweet.
is dead. You just bite him.
Nice.
So you like
Get
pick,
him.
you get him, and you guys can see as she like lifts her head up, the T-Rex, like you can see 2 wiggling feet just between the teeth. You know, it's like you can hear faint little, through the inside, and then it disappears. And then the tail attack is going to be a miss. As you spin around, the tail comes slamming down, and the little wisp just kind of moves out of the way and tries to shock you with lightning.
That's okay. I'm not even worried about missing. I'm just excited that I ate that first one. So.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, and then the Hound of Ill Omen is going to. It can only keep attacking its one target, so it's going to try to attack that red cap that's still near me.
Okay. Roll your attacks. All right, that's going to be a hit.
Yeah. Get him!
Oh gosh, that sucks. Okay, so it'll only be 6 points of piercing damage.
All right. So still chomping on his head, he's like letting go and just crunch, 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 trying to kill this thing. All right. Is that in the Hound's turn?
Yes, that's the end of my turn and the Hound of Ill Omen's turn.
All right. Brings us to the top of the order, which brings us in that Wompin' Chompin' $35 worth of enhanced enemies have allies. Monsters have allies.
Oh no.
But
Oh, you're doing so good.
but you could just take his money and run away.
You know, I kind of could.
Dude.
What is he gonna do about it?
Do the wrong thing, Andy. Steal.
For once in your life, steal. So out emerging from the water and from the shimmering field of force, you hear like this strange like barking and howling coming, and diving into the water and kind of swimming up to the shore, diving under periodically and then coming out, come these strange 4-legged like hounds with these like very human old man like looking faces, and they have like these beards, and they're really creepy looking. They have these like purplish pale like skin, but you can see all the sinew and muscle lines like all throughout, and these like wicked looking gross claws on their on the hind legs and front legs, as 2 of these hounds come out of the water. They have these terrifying red eyes like looking outwards, and they kind of start sniffing the air and moving. So ooh, All right, rolling into initiative. So the blue will-o-wisp still electrocutes fucking Trin.
Dang it.
That's gonna be another miss. Ooh, by 1. All right. By 1 ace on your AC, it misses. So that ends its turn. So the first hound sees Locke and just tramples over to you, scratching the ground. It breaks down one of the statues, flinging it, and just comes straight after you.
Oh god, reaction shield!
All right. So
If Locke's face could express, it would express terror.
So
we get if that bottom plate just goes.
it makes a bite attack. 19 to hit.
God. Ugh. Yeah.
So as it lashes out with its front paws, you kind of move to the side and it misses, but there's like this strange, like magical energy that kind of just comes from the point of impact and strikes your body, causing you psychic damage.
Ow.
All right. Ending its turn, bringing it to the green will-o-wisp that really confused about this giant T-Rex. Just also attacks you with lightning, which makes sense. That's going to be a miss, so it does nothing. Bringing us to Godric.
Godric turns, looking at the new monsters, and then notices a T-Rex. Where are all the big things coming from?
Ow.
Sorry, I'm just so caught off guard by everything. I'm gonna move 5 feet here. Another 5 feet. Another 5 feet. Well, I would like to rage again.
Okay.
Looking up the beast. It's down. Everyone else can stay fine. Come on. And I begin striking at it.
Sounds legit. Make those attack rolls.
With Grey Weapon Fighter. Does a 21 hit?
A 21 does hit.
Ow! 16 plus 3 is 19. Plus 2 is 21. 31. 34! Ah! Bring it up again. Striking it again with the same attack.
Ooh, solid hits.
11 to hit on the second strike. Thank God I had Reckless.
Yeah, I see that.
Whew.
So that hits as well.
Oh, if the second one hits, I'm going to Goading Strike. To add an additional D8 to it. I gotta double check that ability. Make sure. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority to die, which I'm doing. I need a Wisdom saving throw of DC 17.
And it fails.
As I just yell out, it should just be you and me, you one-eyed bastard!
All right. So,
I will show Krom I am the better giant. And then do an additional 4 damage. And now any attacks against not me suffer or disadvantage until the end of my next turn.
So as it comes forward and you're yelling at it and challenging it to battle, it like reaches down to try to grab you, and with a quick slice, like you decapitate its hand, one of its hands, and it immediately like pulls back and screams into the air, throwing, and it tries to come down with the club, at which point you decapitate its other hand, and rush forward and jump on its chest and then just punch it in the eye, and just like with one fist, then the other one, and you rip its eye out of its head, and it falls to the ground with you sitting on its chest, dead.
I hold up this eye and just shout out, "I am the better giant!"
I am the better giant. Haha. All right.
Oh, okay. Well, Godric kind of looks around, a little sad that it's dead, and ends his turn. Actually, I'm clicking the fucking Twitch like I should be able to move from that screen. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm gonna move here.
All right.
God damn it. I'm gonna end my turn. I was
Nice.
literally trying to click on the Twitch page to move. God damn.
Good try, though. All right. You gonna end your turn? Bring us to Turin Twilight.
I would like to use one of my features because I am a goblin.
Goblin.
Nibbles. Or no, not nibbles. Yeah. Or I would like to take the disengage action.
Ooh, okay.
And I will move 3, 4, 5, 6, back here, away from the wisps and the things. I'm gonna keep playing my instrument, and I'm gonna sing a little song to Locke. Feel good, do, 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 do. Feel good, do, 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 do. Feel good. Wisps breaking down. Now the monsters attack. We keep it together because we don't hold back. So now we're in the forest and it's appealing to see, and they won't stop us now because they're gonna get come around. And I just start playing the song, and I cast bonus action healing word on Locke.
All right.
Because I have words that will heal you.
Yeah,
Just
words.
Yeah, words.
Healing words.
Healing words.
The music.
Fantastic.
The music of healing.
Yeah, and so
6.
So you heal for 6. I wrote it and then I read it, and the last line sucked. And I tried to make it up on the spot, and I panicked.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Those words healed.
Yeah, and so that ends my turn. As I nimbly escape without using the feature.
So the red cat, yeah, it's gonna attack the T-Rex again. After watching the goblin like definitely evade it and like roll out of the way and run past it, it decides just to attack the T-Rex. Oh, and that's a critical.
Good thing I have a lot of hit points as a T-Rex.
Yeah, it's basically like you broke a nail.
All right, so.
Oh no, the critical. Oh, the critical.
Bam. Bam. So, being huge, it's very hard for this thing to miss, and it's just attacking your legs and trying to chop you down. That ends its turn. Bring us to Locke.
Oh, wow. This isn't what I wanted. Alright, Locke is going to do... this again.
All right. So, move.
I raise the staff, send a bolt of electricity into the sky, and it comes down. And again, a huge crash of lightning and thunder.
All right. So, Yeah, they both fail their saves. And they are both eviscerated underneath this blast of electricity and steam as it's boiling up from the water they're standing in and arcing outwards, and then like pieces of them are just thrown all over the place before disappearing from the material plane. Boom. This huge explosion. All right.
Okay. Neat. All right, so Locke does another flourish with the staff and then stabs the point into the ground and just kind of gives it like a hell yeah kind of nod. And then...
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And that will end my turn.
All right. So I think I want to go ahead and I think as a T-Rex, I looked back to see those big hounds, but didn't quite look back fast enough, so there's nothing there. So I kind of just like shrug my teeny T-Rex arms, and then I'll go and try to...
Tiny T-Rex arm shrug.
I'll try to bite the green will-o-wisp to my left.
Okay.
And tail attack the blue one that's like below me.
All right. So the bite misses, but the tail attack hits the blue one and destroys it. Just bam! Dissipates underneath the weight of the tail, and you leave like this indent in the ground where the tail was.
Nice.
Okay. Then your turn?
And then the Hound of Hill... yes.
So the Hound, okay.
Yeah, so the Hound of Ill-Omen is going to keep going after that one red cap.
Makes sense. There's a lot of logic in that. That is going to be a miss, though.
With the advantage from pack tactics, does it hit?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so 6 hit points of damage again.
Man, that Hound is just going to town, nom nom noms on the red cap as it's like trying to tear away, and every time it escapes, the Hound just grabs it and pulls it back.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like low damage rolls, so I imagine he's just kind of gnawing on his leg over and over again, kind of lazily.
Yeah. All right.
And that'll be it for him.
The green will-o-wisp just tries to electrocute you again.
That's fair.
Ooh, 22 to hit. For a measly 2 damage, though. Zap. Barely even registers.
Barely felt it.
Which brings us to Godric.
Godric, you're muted. Also, Locke is looking pretty smug with that last one.
Hmm. As you just completely decimated those hounds, whatever they were.
Godric's now going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 55. And he sees the wisp, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Godric's just going to reach in and attempt to just stab it like he did the last one.
Okay.
Recklessly with no great weapon fighter. Fuck it. No, reckless with great weapon fighter. He goes to think about stabbing it, and he just swings down harder, throwing caution to the wind. Does a 22 hit?
A 22 does hit.
27, 8, 9, 29, 39, 42 points of damage. So take 7 off, which would be... Oh, I'm just going to redo math. 35. 35 points of damage that is not lightning.
All right. Just like the other one, cut straight through it and just dissipates along the edge of the blade. Disappears from the plane.
Is there any other red caps or anything? Or is there... Are they all gone?
Nope, there's still that one in front of you.
Oh, if there's one more in front of me, I'm going to step up and strike it too. Assuming it's... Okay. Oh, I'm on it. Didn't... Thank you. Oh, stabbing through the... Yeah, I'm going to move around the Hound of Ill Omen, and then I'm going to go for underneath the red cap, kind of just trying to jam it into the ground and stick it. Same as tack.
Okay.
Oh, does a 22 hit?
It does.
Thank God. 25, 35, 38 points of damage.
Good thing you had that fucking reckless attack.
I was like, yay.
Yep.
Cover up my natural ones. And then...
Yeah, so while it's being like the hound is chewing on it and trying to like eat it, it like gets away, turns, and has this like, oh shit moment as the blade comes right down, cleaving from head down to toe, down the middle, splitting it in half, and it kind of grossly falls apart and then disappears.
I look at the hound. I'm sorry I took your chew toy.
So,
ends my turn.
So, as you stand there, like, waiting for more enemies to come out of the woods, you see what's left of, like, the red caps kind of make a run for the pond and start, like, jumping in and running into, like, around the outsides towards where they crossed over, towards that Fey crossing, and, like, disappearing through it. And then the Fey crossing just slowly but surely diminishes in parts, leaving you all standing here victorious at the pool of water.
I will let out a very loud roar of victory.
Nice.
Roar! Yeah, Jurassic Park.
I'm gonna walk up to the T-Rex. I'm gonna walk up to the T-Rex and offer a hand for a high five.
It's a really tall high five.
I
jump.
Like a high 3 for the T-Rex hands. You know?
High five! Slap hands! Slap hands!
Slap hands.
As I stop playing, my concentration fades, and the T-Rex starts back into her normal form.
Well, that was quite interesting. I can't say I've ever been that big before.
That was impressive. Can I get one of your guys' help? It seems when the other giant, when it hit me, it dislocated my shoulder. Can someone help me pop it back in?
I walk over and I start like yanking on your arm, but I'm little and weak. And I like put my feet up on your leg to get like leverage, and so now I'm just dangling off your arm.
Here, hold the arm as I just kind of jump. I like scissor kick to the right, so you're holding my arm, so the weight on the ground hits, and it kind of just forces my arm flat with my side as you hear a rather loud snap as it pops back in.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I always hate that feeling.
That happens a lot, does it?
I did in my youth in spars. Very common injury when you were wrestling with other Goliaths.
I do hear that once it happens one time, it happens more easily the next time. Pretty soon you're going to be walking around and your arms are just going to be dangling from your torso, all weird like.
And then I'll put the blade on my hand and spin. It'll work.
as I scratch the back of my head looking around. Yeah, those red caps were something.
The hell did the? I'm gonna go investigate the freaking giant Fomorian. I think it is. I think Godric would know what that is.
Oh, its body's
so-
gone.
I was surprised red caps were not the only thing we saw here.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Well then, need anything else, or should we go contact? We'll let them know the job is done.
Well, I don't know. I guess. Seems like they're gone.
If he's pushing everything towards us, we might want to just wait here to see if anything else comes out.
Yeah, let's maybe we should take like strategic posts. As I like run up like to one of the landings by the water, and I start like scanning the periphery.
I'm gonna move up here and just kind of lean against the pillar, and I'll lean against one of the pillars to the entrance of the water, and kind of just wait as I clean Gwendolyn from if there's any muck or anything along it. Make sure there's just kind of take care of the blade, perform maintenance on it while waiting to see if anything else comes out.
I like how you say move here, like we can see the battle map still. Love it. Godric. Godric, my man.
Sorry, I realized there's a map. I'm going to move to one of the pillars that has a statue on it towards the entrance of the pond and lean up against it.
There
Okay.
you go. So proud of you.
I should illustrate my words.
Illustrate the words. All right. Anybody else need to do anything?
No.
Jim, the statue at the center of the knight, who is it depicting?
Make a history check.
Okay.
That scared the shit out of me.
I don't know. 20.
Recalling some of your general history, it's depicting the founder, the first knight of Leore, and the founder of their kingdom, whose name is... Let me go back to my notes. I haven't even opened them yet today.
You can thank Ken Reaver for that one.
Laptop's slow, so give me a second.
Damn cheap equipment.
Yeah. Here we go. Scroll down. Talador.
All right. Did he ever slay a dragon?
No, he'd have been long dead before the Dragon Wars.
Okay. Well, then I just stand at the edge of the pool, look across at the statue, and appreciate some fine art.
All right, sounds good. So, after you take a moment and tend to your wounds, tend to one another, and rest by this peaceful pond of water, basically an hour or so goes by, and Guillermo and the rest of the knights kind of ride up near the outskirts of the pond. You can hear their horses, and then you can hear them dismount and begin walking up the path to the pond. Guillermo and about 10 royal guards emerge from the forest path, and he walks up to you and kind of just generally speaks to all of you. Well, it looks like I was correct in giving you this job then, wasn't I? You seem to have fared well against them, and none of you have fallen. We have managed to clean out the rest of the filthy little creatures from the surrounding forest areas. So, we shall wait here for my sister's arrival.
I would like to request a bit more payment, considering we had a Fomorian and whatever the hell the giant dogs were come around.
Well, we're not renegotiating. 2,000 per red cap was the agreed upon.
They count as red caps then.
I step over to Godric and I whisper in his ear, like really softly. So I climb up and I whisper, I tug on his arm and I bring him down to my level.
I lean down.
Godric, the red caps kind of disappear, so we can make up whatever number we want. As I like shift eyes over to the guards.
You see Godric kind of look down and start counting in his hands, and then leans down.
Then the giant counts as like, how many was that tall? Like 6, 7?
So, you basically sit there and you guys wait for the queen to arrive with her retinue and her personal guards. So, after you wait for the queen to arrive, eventually she arrives with her retinue, and they come walking down the path, and she is wearing this kind of whitish gown and her crown, and she kind of approaches Guillermo, and he goes and meets her halfway, kind of like near the entrance by the 2 large stones with the carvings of Vivian, and they kind of exchange words for a moment in private. But then she comes over to you and wait, hold on. Okay. Twitch was glitching out. That was really weird. Okay. So, she basically just wants to personally thank you. And expresses her gratitude for you guys dealing with the issue and like dealing with it so well and very quickly, so that she wouldn't have to see any of it or experience any of it. And her attendants, including the cleric of Vivian that you saw before, or the high priest of Vivian that you saw inside the throne room, and probably 20 other people, attendants and such, are kind of all there. And 2 of them go like over to her, and she kind of walks up to the water and steps in just the first 2 feet. And you see as she, one at a time, begins like removing the ends of the dress from her shoulders, and the attendants raise this like cloak or something to protect, so as her dress like falls to the ground. And you can see her kind of disappear behind it as she starts walking into the water. And then they bring the cloak down and kind of fold it, and they kind of sit there, and she swims the like 35 to 40 feet out into the water, and basically naked climbs up the stairs and goes up to the statue and kind of just sits there for a while. And she prays And this lasts, you know, a few hours of her just out there by herself. You know, every once in a while she'll like shift or move. And you can see that she's, like, more than likely, it looks like she's having some sort of a conversation. And after this couple of hours, there doesn't seem to be any kind of a change to the environment, and like really nothing perceptible or perceivable really happens like in this time period. A lot of the royal guards and people kind of just shift around like aimlessly and like uncomfortably, just waiting for something. And then those few hours turn into most of the day, and you guys just spend almost the entire day here until dusk comes. And it's just right around when the sun is kind of finally starting to set, it's getting really low in the sky, that she finally gets up, comes back down into the water, and swims back out to shore, and is quickly covered up by the attendants. And she kind of calls over her brother and calls over the cleric or the high priest of Vivian and some of the other attendants, and they talk to her for a moment, and eventually she calls you all over to her. And as you approach, you know, she while she's basically being dried off and putting on fresh clothes, she kind of looks over. It seems that Her Lady in her divine grace and presence has given me some sort of direction and thought on the matters at hand. And I believe that something terrible awaits us all in the future. But more importantly, I believe I saw the huntress, the avatar of Vivian, one of her demigods, in the forest. And it spoke to me. And she warned that a terrible and dark fate most definitely awaits all of you specifically. That one amongst you may cause a great downfall. But aside from that, I have decided that Leore should and will rejoin the Banner Alliance, and we will begin contributing to the war effort shortly. But I've shared this information with the High Priest of Vivian that's here with me. And, well, he's advised against basically bringing you into the inner circle as servants and keeping you here, but I'm not necessarily sure that if something terrible was to happen to you or all of you, if that fate is necessarily not for the better. It may not be the best for you, but what if it comes with lifting us from this evil and from the tyranny of dragons in our lands? So I've decided to put my faith directly in all of you, and I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that this fate isn't predetermined. But this is a warning. Either way, we should return. I'm tired from a long day of praying. And she finally finishes getting dressed, and they start heading towards the edge of the forest. The royal guard and the attendants start gathering. together. And Guillermo comes over. Vivian is like a current of water. None of the gods are omniscient or all-knowing or all-powerful. Your fate will more than likely change. Whatever it is that this demigoddess saw in your future. I believe I've seen great deeds and good things from you as individuals. So, I also put my faith in you to do what's right and to protect us and protect, it seems, all of our realm. I believe you're meant for something extremely important. I just wanted to let you know that none of the gods can 100% account for what may or may not happen in your future. So, just continue doing good in the world and living up to the virtues that we espouse here in Leore on our behalf. And take the fight to the enemy. And maybe we'll see you all at the end. And he gathers the remaining royal guards and knights that came with them, and they all basically start heading out of the grove, leaving the four of you standing there. And then there's a slow but gentle pickup of wind that kind of turns into a short burst of torrented air, lifting all the leaves off the ground. And as you look in the direction of where the wind come from, you see once again that figure, that hooded figure in the gold and green dress with the sword, with her auburn hair, standing just at the outside of the glade and where the edge of the pond meets the woods. And it pulls the hood down, and you see kind of a pale, skinned, almost sort of unearthly and fayish featured face. But beautiful. As this figure kind of turns and walks into the darkness of the woods in the setting sun. And then the wind ends. And you're once again fully alone.
It's not the first time someone has spoke of my death. My shaman...
No one said death. No one said anything about death. Just unfortunate circumstances.
Again, if I die, I die. What troubles me is what events we might cause, apparently.
Well, you heard her. She said it's not necessarily a net loss if bad things happen to us. Could be good things.
No. Yes, but the word she just said, we will be the fault of or cause of a great turn.
Yeah, could be a positive turn. I think that's up to us to decide, right?
No, I don't think it will be us deciding. I think it will be the people who are watching and the people after. I take visions and guidance from those that can talk to their deity rather well. I listen to it. Just as I would a shaman of my people.
Yeah, that's all well and good for you, but I don't do the whole predetermined thing. I like figuring things out for myself.
Yeah, as long as we're on the subject of visions of doom, The other day in the market when I came across a pair of Warforged, alive and aware like I am, I went and spoke to them. I'm sure some of you noticed. Since my encounter with them, I've had an uneasy feeling, and at least twice now I've seen visions of something I don't fully understand yet. It's hard to... One is definitely the memories of another Warforged, or the visions of my own future. It's hard to determine still. But it was like I was standing on another world, and I was watching it end, while everyone around me was slaughtered. And then later that night, I felt what those Warforged had described as a calling. I don't want to trouble you with all of this before I know more, but the timing of a warning of doom and my visions of slaughter and feelings of unease all at once, you should know. Who knows if they're related? I'll
So these
look into it.
these visions, they weren't like dreams or from a spell or anything like that you were doing?
I don't sleep, and I don't dream.
Well, that's what makes it all the more disturbing.
Yeah. It's a magic I don't fully grasp yet. Warforged have a connection between each other. A nexus. It's possible to share memories and experience. But I thought I thought the connection was specific between two Warforged connecting. But they showed me someone that wasn't them. And it wasn't me, I don't think. And it's impossible to say how old it was, but if it was this world, it was a very different version of this world.
So you feel like it came from the vision was like a memory like of the past kind of thing?
That's my intuition.
And what about this calling?
I had never felt it before and never had it described to me until I'd met them. Apparently it comes to all Warforged at some point. And those of us who are awakened can resist it more easily, but maybe not forever. The only thing that's clear is that all Warforged hear this calling and are compelled by it to return to something called the Source.
It sounds like you're dying or something.
Is it your home?
Who knows? I think it is sort of like dying. Yeah.
Have you heard about the Source thing before?
Not until then. Vague. I mean, you see things like called a source or the source in text all the time, meaning all manner of things. But specifically about the Warforged, only vague mentions and nothing specific. I didn't even know it was an effect or something that affected all Warforged. It's just... I searched for something like it for a while, Gundrick. But we put that to the side for a little while after something went poorly, and we decided it would be best if I helped Godric first. And Godric, do you remember the desert? I know you had memory trouble for a little while afterwards.
I remember a bit of the Kudar.
Well,
I remember sand, and dirt, and giant scorpions, and I remember that.
we'll discuss it more later. It's all. I don't even know if it's related, but it's on theme, you might say.
Do you feel drawn to it now, or is it more of just something
No.
you're aware of?
More of just aware of it now. But maybe it gets stronger. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. A little unsettled. Particularly after seeing visions of destruction and then warnings of bringing destructions to the world. And
I step forward a little bit closer to Locke, and I reach up for his hand.
I reach down.
I take your hand and I look up at you. Well, you know, we've gotten pretty close over the past little while, so if the time does come that you can't resist whatever this urge or source is, and you do go, you're not gonna go alone.
That is reassuring. Thank you.
Well, he's right. At this point, I think I'd follow any one of you to the ends of the earth.
Hopefully it won't come to that. Actually, if I make a confession, I have trepidation about the whole thing, but my confession is I think I'm overwhelmed with curiosity more than anything. I want the answers to what these things are. And I want them quite badly.
They'll probably come with time. But in the meantime, we can look into it, but let's just do it safely.
No, let's not get distracted. We have to track down those tombs of the Dragon Knights, collect our weapons, and defend the world from dragons. Visions of doom and other worlds can wait.
Yeah,
I don't
suppose you're right.
I don't want to unnerve any of you, but I, as far as anyone knows, do have a lot of time on my hands. I don't age, I don't eat, I don't breathe. As far as anyone knows, the Warforged will go on until they're destroyed. So,
Yeah.
as long as I can resist this calling, it can wait, despite my curiosity. But I'll keep you up to date. If I start hearing a voice telling me to walk to my doom, I won't leave you in the middle of the night.
Good. Wouldn't want you walking to your doom all by yourself.
If they get bad enough, I might have to put a bell on you so I can hear you trying to sneak off.
That is actually pretty funny. Yeah, a bell. Why not?
So as you lightheartedly laugh off the conversation, you hear a voice come from the beginning of the trail, leaving the pond. A young knight has kind of walked back to the edge. Sirs, are you coming with us?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yes,
you're
we are.
falling behind. But I guess come when you're ready. And then he kind of turns and heads back up the path to leave the grove. And then the Hound of Ill Omen, Katarina, kind of bumps into you. Come now, come, Katarina. Let's leave this place, so I can wash the filth of Vivian's presence off of me. And then he kind of just fades into shadow.
It's twice as far in goblin length. It's gonna be a long walk back. As I throw my instrument over my shoulder and stick my hand in my pockets and start walking.
I turn, walking behind him, kind of reaching down to swoop him up and put him on my shoulder.
Well, it seems my legs can go twice as far.
Right.
Yeah, I follow behind him. I wave Katarina along, and let's go.
All right. So you leave the grove, and one by one, kind of head down that trail, following the stone path. And kind of give each one at a time, give one last look at this extremely beautiful and serene shot of the twilight fading into the forest and the sun setting, and the strange glow in the bottom of the pond around the island begins to kind of pulse and then fades and turns into still and dark water with the fading sun. And then you hear the sounds of the royal guards up ahead on the path as you go to meet them and exit the forest back into camp. And as you look about this beautiful and serene field of wildflowers in this area where the queen is standing, there's a sudden silence, a drop in pressure in your stomachs, and the birds, suddenly startled, fly through the trees. And a burst of wind hits the trees behind you as the form of a mighty and massive dragon, its scales shining pure and bright silver in the night, in
Nice.
the fading twilight, as it circles and comes to a hard landing in the camp, and turns and scans everyone there. Many of the knights, drawing their swords, suddenly interrupted everything they're doing, picking up arms. And it looks directly at all of you
Godric's waving at
in
it.
a powerful voice.
They'll wave.
I am the dragon Anora. We have finished our council, and we now bring word on the place we shall fit into this conflict with our kin. Until next Friday.
Oh! Yeah!